If you're looking for the latest in hotel, restaurant, and retail technology, stay tuned right here to Tech Advisor Media.
Hi, Rob Grimes for Tech Advisor Media here at HITEC, and I'm actually in the MICROS booth, but I prefer actually to call it the Penn State booth. So I'm sitting here with Dan Bell from MICROS and also Pete Nyheim. Peter.
Either one. From Penn State. And we get together a couple times a year because we sit on the Tech Advisory Board for the School of Hospitality Management at Penn State. So how are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thanks, Rob.
Do we need the mic?
Yeah, you do need the mic.
Well, you don't have the mic, so that's why I was asking. So, happy to be here. It looks like a good start, and we're basically here in the MICROS booth to obviously congratulate them on the sale of their company to Oracle.
No, we're not supposed to talk about the sale of the company because Dan's not going to talk about that. But why don't we talk about some tech trends?
I think some people know about that.
Well, the word's getting out, and you'll hear it here first, right? Or you just heard it. But let's talk about some tech trends in hospitality. So what are you teaching students right now? What are they asking about as far as hospitality trends, both food and beverage and hotels?
Yeah, probably I think these days it's less me teaching them than them teaching each other social networking. I mean, they're just all over it. Like their skill set is probably, compared to the three of us up here, I think they're really overshadowing us, and it's just F&B, hotels, you name it, they're all over it.
So Dan, what about you? What are the trends that you see going on? What are your customers asking for?
Sure. I think the biggest thing that we're seeing in the hotel industry today is mobility in the hotel for the guests' purposes, for check-in, check-out, stay services. We're moving a lot of our solutions are moving into the cloud, so solutions anywhere, anytime. Really, it's all about guest service is what we're seeing, and that holds true for anywhere from food and beverage to the hotel check-in, check-out, and anything related to a guest stay to make their stay more pleasant.
But it's really about everything is pretty much moving to the cloud.
It is, correct.
Right, and so MICROS' overall strategy is to move all their applications over to the cloud?
Correct. Anything we're developing to now at this point is cloud-enabled and mobile-enabled. So those two hand in hand, you see devices all over the show, and you'll see a lot of devices in our booth during HITEC that lend themselves very well to that strategy.
Well, actually at the NRA show we saw a lot of devices as well with the tablet technology coming in and the mobile applications and things that you guys are developing, so really across the board.
I agree. In all industries that MICROS serves, not just here at HITEC for the hotel industry, but restaurants and retail as well.
So this is sort of a unique opportunity with both of you, and Pete, maybe you want to just sort of talk about this, but a lot of times students in hospitality programs don't think about careers that are available in it. So do they come to you for counseling on that? Do you direct them for internships?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You pegged it. I mean, I'm holding up my cell phone in my hand right now, my smartphone, and they're obviously the mobile, the untethered generation. So more and more, they realize what the power of the device that they're carrying around. They say, is there something I can do as a career to further my knowledge?
So does that create a new career for somebody who decides that maybe they're not going to go into hotel operations or food and beverage? They actually are going to go into technology?
Yeah, I mean, it's not obvious at first. I don't think that's why they join the major, maybe to look into technology, but I think a lot of them discover it along the way through through the stuff that we all do together, and working for IT side, operations or vendors.
And even there's some titles that I find students going into now, let's say in the last 10 years, maybe it's less than that, the revenue manager, and things that were really titles that didn't exist before.
Or the digital marketer.
Digital marketing, and so they're actually taking entry-level jobs and going into that, doing that for groups of hotels?
Yeah, no, I get a lot of questions. I'm actually working with a student this summer who graduated but is staying on to help me out with a digital marketing initiative that we have this fall. So obviously growing.
And MICROS has hired a lot of interns and people who come into the industry in different types of positions as well.
We have. In fact, we prefer people coming out of the industry either through the School of Hospitality Management or out of the school that have worked in the industry for some period of time, because we can teach the technology to them, but we prefer they have that hospitality background coming into the business. And we find that way they can stay in the industry and do what they love to do.
There's some great careers, and certainly with the things that we can't talk about with MICROS, you guys are going to grow even more and probably have more positions out there.
Plenty of opportunity for that, yes.
Okay, so just sort of a last question for you. I know the show has really just gotten underway, and you both probably haven't had a lot of time to walk around and take a look at things, but what do you think the buzzword is this year? What's the hot technology that people are talking about that came here for?
For me personally, and I don't know if this would be a trend for the show, but for me personally, it's all about analytics. It's sort of, I don't think that's going to go away, and that's a skill set that if the students have, that they'll just, they can add value right away to any company. So for me, it'd be analytics.
Analytics, Dan?
I would agree with Pete on the analytics side, also customer relationship management, business intelligence, and everything mobile, that you're able to pull that information from wherever you are whenever you need it. From an iPhone type device all the way through a tablet or a desktop PC.
Great, well you heard it. This is Rob Grimes for Tech Advisor Media. And again with Dan and Pete, Penn State and MICROS here. And thank you for joining us today.
Go Lions.